Okay, I think we are live. Maybe I'll just get Ruth to check that chat and make sure that we're all good and we're all live. I've got so many screens open and I'm a minute early, which this is the first time in Lukie history that somebody is early, which is pretty amazing. All right, I'm just gonna check in. Can you see me and hear me? Screen's open and I'm a minute early. All right, I've just checked in to make sure that everybody can hear me. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, I've got lots of screens open. I can see and hear you. Okay, great. So there is a bit of a lag, but as soon as you write in the chat, I'll definitely acknowledge you. So Vitajamo, welcome to Art Kolo, our first session together. We have 5 weeks of fun ahead. So I'll just introduce myself. I'm Sofia Lukie. I am the Ukrainian program director for Arts on the Ave, and I do a little bit of programming for Kaleido as well. And I want to say a huge gracious thanks to the Arts on the Ave team. They are a team full of spirited, amazing individuals, and they are doing so much for this community and communities beyond now that we're moving virtual for the last year or a bit. I also want to thank Shevchenko Foundation for their support. We would not be able to offer accessible, free, virtual, and in-person programming without them. And of course, Canada Council for the Arts. Okay, enough blabbering. We should probably get on because we only have half an hour, which we'll probably go over because, like I said, I'm a Lukie and we are usually late. So I'll try and keep it under control, but who knows? If we start having fun, then we start having fun. I can see it. Great. This is awesome. Okay, so today we are going to be tackling a Ukrainian instrument. We haven't actually said, I think we might have mentioned it on social media. We haven't actually said what the instrument is. We might have mentioned it. A bandura. Bandura. So if you can't roll your R's, have no fear. You can just say bandura. Bandura is a Ukrainian instrument, sort of like a mixture of a harp sort of a string instrument. I'll show you pictures of it, so don't worry. All right. So the roadmap today is we are going to listen to a little bit of a story. We're going to learn about the instrument bandura, and then we're going to create our very own versions. So we can play them around the house, we can play them to our siblings, we can play them to our friends, we can bring them to school maybe and show our friends. All right, so one thing that we're going to need to go over what we need to make this craft. So if you're doing this tonight, amazing, I'm so happy. If you're doing this later on, awesome. I'm so excited because it's a really fun activity. So if you want to do it later, by all means, you can do it later. Okay, so you can see my hands here. There we go. You can see my hands over here. That's where all of our supplies are. And so we have our number one Kleenex box. That is going to be the base of our instrument. Okay, number two, if you have an empty or a paper towel roll, awesome. You don't need it, but it'll just add a little bit of some jazz to it. Then we're going to need some paper or some decorative materials. This can be anything. See here we've got stickers. We've got some flowers even. You can really use anything. We've got even some markers here. You can use paint. You can use pastels. You can use anything you want that you can find in your house to decorate your own instrument. Another really, really important, we're going to need some elastic bands here. We're going to need some elastic bands, so just make sure you have those around the house. I'm going to be using tape today, but you can absolutely use glue. It's just for time saving. I want to make sure that we can get through it. And you're going to need some scissors. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a parent around when you're using those scissors. Okay, hello. I'm just gonna get Ruth to make sure we're okay. Ash, how we doing? Can you see and hear me? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I want to say welcome and thank you for being here. Thank you to the people in Winnipeg, my family members. I'm from Winnipeg, so my family members that are joining us today. And thank you to the Edmontonians. And if you are anywhere beyond, thank you for joining us today. We so appreciate it. These are Ukrainian workshops. They're themed Ukrainian themes, but they're for all. You do not need to be Ukrainians. If you like pierogies, that's great. If you like kielbasa or kubasa, awesome. That's great. That's all you need. That's the only requirement you need to enjoy this activity. Okay. So we're not going to start with craft time, actually. We are going to jump to, not the end. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Make your own Ukrainian instrument with Sofia Lukie. Okay. There we go. Whoopsie daisies. There we go. Okay. A bandura. 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 So this instrument, you can see a picture of it right here. This instrument, like I said, it's sort of similar to a harp. And it's usually decorated with the colors of the region the player is from. So in Canada, we have the prairies, we have the coasts, we have the mountains. Well, in Ukraine, they have the same thing. So they've named every regions. The only difference is that the regions in Ukraine each have colors associated and designs associated. So if you think about that, what would be, if we live in the prairies, what would be our colors? What do you think? Maybe yellow for wheat? Maybe some blue for the skies? I don't know. What do you think? Good to think about. So when we decorate our instruments, we want to make sure we're representing ourselves. We want to think about the colors we like. We want to think about who we are. We want to think about some designs that we might like. Like in this one, we've got flowers. That could be fun. We could draw on some flowers. That might be interesting. All right, so now we've got the hang of what a bandura is. We know what the instrument is. But Sofia, what is the sound that the instrument makes? What even is that? Okay, let's go into a little video. Here we got a little video. YouTube, that looks familiar, right, guys? So this is what a bandura sounds like. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. That is pretty neat. Okay, so now we know what a bandura sounds like. Okay, ours might not sound exactly like that, but it might sound a little similar, a little bit similar. Okay, now I'm just going to tell you about the magical Bandura. Okay, the magical Bandura. Do we know the story of the magical Bandura? Does anybody know the story of the magical Bandura? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, well now we're gonna learn it, and I've kept my video on in case we have any hearing impaired folks that might want to read my lips. Okay. Brother Petra and sister Luba were very sad. Their village had been under lockdown for what had felt like forever. One day, Mama and Tata, or Dad, were not happy with them. Luba and Petra had been fighting and whining all day, as brothers and sisters do. Alas, Mama and Tata had enough of their shenanigans. It was not easy being cooped up inside their chata, or house, all day. We all know what that feels like. Mama and Tata, or Dad, suggested that Luba and Petra go outside on a walk to get some fresh air. On their walk, Petra and Luba made amends. Friends again? Yes, brother, friends again. As they walked, they also talked. They talked about how it had felt like a long time since Mama and Tata, and the whole village for that matter, felt happy or even smiled. It had felt like the spirit of their village had gone away. They kept on walking through the fields until they approached a dark forest. Petra, maybe we should turn back now. Oh, come on, Luba, don't be a scaredy cat. What do you think? Should they enter the forest or no? Should they risk it? They entered the forest and saw something shiny up ahead. They followed the glittery beams that they saw. What could it be? When they approached it, wow, they said to each other. It looked like a magical bandura, an instrument they had not heard since before lockdown. Wondering what to do? What do you think? What should they do? Luba had a brilliant idea. What if we play this in the village square? Maybe some of the families will hear it. Let's do it, said Petra. They ran giddily back to the village. Luba sat down and started playing. At first, quietly and shyly, but then Petra started singing. Together they sang and played one of their favorite Ukrainian folk songs. Curious villagers started to come out of their houses one by one. They listened and listened, and then one person started to smile. They kept playing. Another person started to smile. And by the end of the song, the whole village was clapping and laughing and smiling. With the power of music and the magical bandura, the spirit of the village was restored. See all the happy villagers because of the instrument, the bandura. So sometimes when we're sad in lockdown or we've been cooped up inside the house all day, maybe we can bring out our own magical banduras and we can start playing them. Sounds like fun. The end. Okay, craft time. We had already gone over the supplies. Now we just need to dive right into making our magical bandure. Okay. There we are. Okay, so you can see me, and hopefully you can see my document camera. And my document camera is where my hands are going to be. So you can see me and my supplies at the exact same time. So if you get lost, have no fear, take a look what we're doing, and then we'll get started. Okay, we are going to start with our Kleenex box. Here we have our trusty Kleenex box. It already has a design, but like we said in the beginning, we want to make sure that our magical instruments or our bandura represent us and who we are. So we want to think about what colors we want to use. We want to think about how they'll represent us. Well, it's probably no surprise, but I really like bright colors. So you can probably guess what colors I'm going to do my bandura. So you can start drawing right onto your Kleenex box, or you can start adding tape like I'm about to do. And just for timing, I made sure I pre-cut some things. Awesome. So I'm just going to make my bandura, I'm going to make my box different colors. So I'm just taping. You can also glue on some paper if you want. Awesome. I'm just going to tape that on like that. All right, and we've already transformed one side of our magical bandura. That is amazing. We're keeping on task. We're keeping on track. Okay. I might even add a little bit more tape here. Yeah, just to make sure that side is really on there. Okay, then I'm gonna add the neck side, like that. But Sofia, how do you know what size to cut the sides? I will show you. It's very easy. All you have to do is take a piece of paper and put one side down. And you might have done this with your hand before. You might have traced your hand before. So you probably know what's going to happen next. All we're going to do is trace that along the side, right? There we go. Make sure you can see it at least. So see how I'm just outlining that on the outside of the box? Here, I'll do it with a big marker so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. All right. So I am just tracing that along the side, outlining that box, just so I know what size I am going to cut so I can make that side the right size. Okay. We're all done outlining that. So there we go. Now we have the size, the exact size of one of the sides of the Kleenex boxes. So now I'm just going to cut that out, just like that. Very good. I'm just going to throw that away. We can deal with that later. Cleanup time happens after creative time, right? All right. So I'm going to add that last side on. You probably can't see because I'm blocking. There you go. There we go. All right. There we are. So I have now added 3 sides. I might add a 4th with my pre-cut pink. Decorating. So you have to think about what colors you want to use. What is your favorite color? Is it blue? Is it yellow? Is it orange or pink? Now that is looking pretty fun. That's looking pretty good. You might even want to, at this point, you might even want to start coloring on it a little bit, or even adding some fun stickers if you have some. I really like flowers, so I might even draw a flower, or I might even draw a star. Actually, I think I'll draw a star. So I'm going to draw a star on the side there, just like that. There we go. All right, now I am just going to cover the top maybe. I've got some of this plastic wrap. Sometimes you can take even wrapping paper, or if you've ever gotten tissue paper before, you can even add tissue paper on it. So you can add all types of things to make it your very own instrument, your very own bandura. I'm just adding this fun plastic wrap because I like the way it looks in the light especially. You might even want to add some flowers. I don't know, you might want to get crazy and add some flowers. Maybe I'll add a flower on the side there, like that. There we go. I might even add another piece of tape there. All right, so I've even got a flower on there. I'll bet not put on very well, but it's on there. All right. So you can keep on going with your decorations. You can decorate this for as long as you want. You can color the whole thing. If you have pom-poms, you could add pom-poms. You could even go outside and get maybe some leaves from the garden on your walk and add some leaves on it. That would be fun. Okay, our next step, very important. Okay. Our next step is to actually make the music happen. Okay. So now I am going to add my elastic bands. I'm going to put them on the long side, the long ways. Just like that. And they might squish the flower a little bit, but that's okay. Just like that. We've got our first string. Not bad at all. And you can even use different sizes because they'll make different sounds. Spoiler alert. There we go. So we've got two different sizes there. You can even stretch them out a little bit if you want to. Risa saying, add glitter. I kept the glitter out of this because I want the parents to return. But maybe in week 3 we'll add some glitter. All right, so you can add as many strings or as many elastic bands as you want that count as our Bandura strings. But that sounds kind of flat, right? Not as great as we can make it. How we can do that is just by sneaking in 2 pencils. You can use pencil crayons, you can use crayons, you can use anything you want, really. A pen, all you do is you want to sneak it in at the bottom, right at the bottom there. There you go, okay? And you want to sneak one in at the top. There you go. That's how easily. Not bad, right? I might even add another sticker because I've got some. Might as well. I might add some sticker. I might even put that one underneath and be crazy. That. And I might add this little star sticker in the corner there. Okay. So now, we have the base of our bandura. But as we recall, in our Bandura photo, there was a tall part, right? Here, I'll just go back to this, just so that you can see that. Right? So we have that, we have our base, we have some strings, we've decorated just as they have in here, but now we're gonna add that taller part, right? That we can put our hands. Because when you play Bandura, you have to sit down and hold it on your lap, just like we saw in that video, right? So you want to make sure that you're able to hang on to it and hold on to it, right? Sort of like a guitar in a way. So the way we're going to do that is we are going to bring in our paper towel roll. Now, just like in the Bandura, we're not going to put it directly in the center. We're going to put it a little bit off to the side. So we're going to put it on the side. Oops, you can't see that. We're going to put it off to the side right there. Right there. So I'm just going to use some tape. You can use masking tape or painter's tape or duct tape. You can use any tape your heart desires. You can use glitter tape. Get some glitter tape for Raisa next time. And all we're going to do is we're going to tape that paper towel on. Just like that. Okay, let's see how that's looking. And just like you decorated the base, you can also, I'll allow it, you can decorate the top part too. All right. So now we have our Bandura. So now we have something to hold on to. There move that out of the way. May need some tuning. Thank you, Jordy. Yeah, I completely agree. So now we can sit down, we can rest our bandura just like we saw in that video. We can rest our bandura down and we can hold it by the top. And now we can use, I sound exactly like that video I showed. I can't hear a difference at all. No difference. Am I the video or? There we go. Okay, so you can keep on adding things to it. And if you want to get crazy, you can also, just like in a guitar, you can also find a piece of string or ribbon and you can attach it to the bottom and the top. So I'm just going to use the elastic band and I am going to attach this ribbon. I'm just going to knot the ribbon onto the bottom. There we are, knotting that. Okay, and then I'm just going to maybe cut it a little bit because that's pretty aggressive. It's really long. And then I am going to attach it to the top. So it also serves a function, right? So this one I can't really do on camera, but please imagine if you will. I am knotting that to the top. I will definitely show you how I'm doing that. Okay. Okay, so now I've also knotted it to the top there. So I've knotted that string to the bottom and the top. And now, like a real cool dude, you can go traveling with it too. So it can be hands-free, which that means you can put your iPad in one hand, you could put your apple juice in the other hand, and then you don't even need your hands to carry your bandura. And then when you're feeling extra musical and you want to enlighten and enlift the spirit of your house or the village, then you can start playing some music. So that is, you've made your very own bandura. And like I said, add to it, take some stuff away. It is your very own instrument. It's your own magical bandura. We're almost at time. This has just completely flown by. I have 4 screens in front of me and it's crazy bananas, but in the best way. I wanted to say thank you so much to Ash and Ruth. They are moderating, so they've made sure that all of the comments are appropriate, and that mostly just goes out to my family to make sure that they were behaving. And I want to say thank you to everybody that joined in today. Thank you to Shevchenko, Arts on the Ave. And next week, we are going to be tackling nesting dolls. So we're going to be making our very own matrushka. And we're going to be going through a matrushka story as well. This Saturday, I just want to plug it, we are going to be in person. We're going to be on 118th Ave beside the Nina Haggerty Gallery from 1 to 4 p.m. And we're going to be making our very own bears. We're going to be learning about Vlad the bear, and then we're each going to be making our very own bears. And they're like puppets. They're really, really cute. So make sure that you come on Saturday if you can. You have to register online. If you don't get to register online, have no fear. We will make sure we get you signed in and registered on the day of. So tell your friends, tell everybody in Edmonton that you know, and that we're going to be learning some very fun stuff on Saturday. Every class, every week is going to be different. So the Saturday is different from Thursday. Can't wait to volunteer Kaleido Festival again. Yeehaw. Yeah, Ken! So do make sure that you check out, and then please share. Also, most important, please share your instruments with us. If you tag at Arts on the Ave on Instagram or on Facebook, you get your parents to upload some photos. We want to see it and we want to showcase it in our newsletters, and we want to show off your amazing talent. So please make sure you share your instrument with us. And that goes for the rest of the 5 weeks. We've got lots to do. We've got matrushka dolls to make. We've got bears to build. We have... we're going to be making some dioramas at one point. And all of the supplies will be things from around your house. So you won't necessarily have to go out seeking seeking very special art materials. All right, thank you so much for everybody that has been tuning in. And for those of you that are watching later, we love you as well. Stay bright, stay shiny.